Hey, this is Chris, and I am chucking dice. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Today, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Color Up. You can find him on YouTube on Color Up or on his website at colorup.club. But he just got in some green dice. I don't know if you can see that on the little screen, but they're green. They say Color Up on them, and he had last I knew he had a few sets left. But I like these green dice, kind of sexy looking, if you ask me. But I'm not going to shoot with those today. I'm going to leave them off, and I'm going to grab some red dice, I think, today. They are the bigger size dice, and when I'm shooting, I like to use the smaller dice because my local casino uses the smaller size dice. But today I wanted to talk about the kinds of shooters you see at the table, and I will play one round as if I'm each type of shooter. And I just thought it's interesting, and I wondered if maybe you don't try to play a little bit different based on how you are or what you're seeing at the table and what type of dice setter you've encountered. Now, obviously, only a very small number of people set the dice like a professional. That'll be the third one, and I am not going to claim that I am a professional shooter in any stretch of the imagination. I have a style that I like using, and I'm not very good at it. I'm still learning, but I will show you using that set, and obviously when you're the shooter, you might bet more aggressively when you are shooting than when somebody else is shooting. But the first type, I call it the shake and baker, and this is just your average dice chucker. And they're the kind of person that comes up to the table and it's their turn to shoot. They put a pass line bet down, and I'm going to say this is, well, I'm not even going to, I don't need to, just to show you how they shoot. I don't need to pass line, but they come up to the table, they rattle them around in their hands. They're not looking for any kind of set, nothing special at all. They just grab them and they toss them. And this is the first type of player, of shooter. Now, I tend to like playing the dark side, and especially when someone is doing this kind of action with the dice, and I just feel like it is definitely not going to be any kind of controlled shooting at all. We're more likely to get a 7, and that's the way I'm going to play. So when I'm playing against this type of shooter, I go to a $50 don't pass and a $15 hop the reds, and I'm just going to put these right up here in the middle. I'm sorry, I do a $12 hop the red. That's $4 each, and the other three I put on the yo, and that's just the way I like to do it on the come out. And I'm kind of hedging a little bit here, but we got the shake and baker. All right, this is just a random, totally random, and we have a 4, 3, 1, easy 4, and that loses on the hedge, which is fine. And now I am going to go to an iron cross. I like to play this way with 18 on the 6 and 8, 10 on the 5, and 10 on the field. And I'm going to get some change to cap the 6 and 8. $4 change. Now I'm ready to go. Now at this point I got $50 against the 4, and I've got 36, 46, 56 exposed. I do need a hit to make it work, but that's okay if it doesn't. I'm still doing okay. So this is the shake and baker, the first type of player. They just come up, they give the dice a good shake, and they toss them down the table, and that is an 8, 5, 3, easy 8. All right. So that's why I like to play this way. I lose the field, but I'm going to get paid 21, so that is a net $11 for me on that win. I'm just going to take this first 11 and go back up in the field. Shake and Baker has them, and dice are out, and another toss. 9, Nina. 9, center field 9. That's going to be a $10 winner. And because the field won, I'm going to collect one of those nickels, and I'm going to put the other one on the 5. Shake and bake. Here we go. Yo, baby. Yo, 11. Yo, 11. That's going to be a field winner. Now I'm just going to collect this $10. And I might do a hard 4. You cover one of those ways the 4 might hurt me. Again, this is the first type you'll see, just the shake and baker. Just the person who grabs the dice, shakes them in their hand a couple of times, and chucks them down the table. That's a 6. That's going to be a field loser. Now I've pressed up the... Oh, no, I didn't yet. Sorry, I thought about it, but then I didn't. That's going to be a $21 win. And now, at this point, I am going to pocket the dollar, and I'm going to press up the 5-1. Actually, I'm not going to pocket the dollar. I'm going to add a dollar to it, pocket the nickel. And I'm going to press up the 6 and 8. 1 unit each. Now I've got 4 units on there. And $10 back in the field. And shake and bake is back. Here we go again. Whoa, dice off the table. And we'll get that die later. Oh. Alright, shake and bake. Just a random chucker. There's a 6 hard 6. Alright. You know, I have noticed something about the shake and baker. Oh, that's going to stay there. And then I'm going to lose the field. And now I've got 4 units on here. That's going to win 28. So I'm going to take 3 reds with that, 3 whites, and there's my $28. And I'm just going to rack this, put the 10 back in the field, and collect the 15. I've noticed sometimes people would just randomly chuck them. And sometimes they have really long rolls. It just all depends. Sometimes they point, you know what, out. And there is the bad number. That is the 7. 4, 3, 7 out. All right, 7 out, and that shooter is done. I'm going to lose the hard 4. I am going to get paid $50 on the don't pass, and I'm going to lose everything that I pressed up here, but that's okay. I don't mind much. All right, so now we are going to move on to our second. That was our first type, the shake and baker. Now we're going to go to the second type. The second type I call the tops and bottoms. Tops and bottoms, and it's not what you think. Get your mind out of the gutter. Tops and bottoms. This is the type of shooter, and I encountered this shooter the other day, okay? So I was playing, and this guy next to me, so he gets the dice. Let's go with the blue dice for this shooter. He gets the dice, and I'm able to see him. I'm kind of in stick right 1 position, and he's over on the end, so I can see how he's setting the dice, and I can see what's in front of him and what's beside him. And this is what I watched him do. He came up, and he grabbed the dice, and he looked at them, and he set a 3 on top. Now, obviously, if he set a 3 on top, it means there's a 4 underneath. That's why I get the tops and bottoms, right? That's all he's caring about. And then I watched him do the other thing, and I watched him set this one and set it down, just like this. Now, what he did is he got the 3s on the top and the 4s on the bottom. That's what he was doing. I call it the tops and bottoms. He wants a 3 on top. And you'll see people do this, and they'll go, oh, okay, I'm going to put the 5s on top, and they'll set it like this. Or sometimes people will go snake eyes on top. Whatever's on top, obviously, if you got both numbers on top that are the same, on the other side, you got the other number opposite it, and those are always going to be the tops and the bottoms. And that's all they seem to care about. And this guy, I watched him. Now, normally I would do a 3-2, and a lot of people do this, 3, 2, 3, 6. And what that means is you got the 3s on the top, 2, 6 facing you, opposite you, you got the 5, 1. But I was watching him, and he sometimes would do it like he would do it with the 5 and the 2 facing me. Because remember now, I could see him. He was over here, and I was sitting over here on the side, so I could see that he had the 3, 2, 3, 5. So he had a 7 facing me, and he had a 6 on top. But it wasn't that way all the time. Sometimes he had it with he would do it with the hard 10 on the front, and sometimes he would do it with the 6s like this, and sometimes he would do it with the 6-1. He didn't care. He didn't care. I call it the tops and bottoms. All he was concerned with was that there was a 6 on the top, and whatever else was out here, and he'd give him a tap, and he would toss them down the table. And all that mattered to him was that the tops and the bottoms were the same. He wanted a 3 on the top and 4s on the bottom. Okay, so that's how we're doing it this time. Now, this shooter, at least he had part of it right. And I feel like I'm going to pick up my don't pass. I feel like maybe, there's just a shot that maybe he actually will be able to last a little bit. And so I'm going to ride with him on this one. I'm going to play the pass line. And for him, I actually went with a $10 pass line and a $5 horn high yo, or horn high ace deuce, sorry, horn high ace deuce, and I would play it this way for this guy. So he would get these dice and he'd set them here, and then he'd just toss them down the table. 8. Now, obviously, it doesn't really matter how he's doing it. The dice are going to do what they're going to do, and I'm certainly not standing on the very end in the same exact position he was in. So now on this guy, I'm playing pretty similar, but I'm with him now. I feel like maybe he's going to be a light side. He's going to be a shooter who can hit a point. So I've got $10 on the pass line. I'm playing with him, and I'm hoping that he's going to get me some points. But I am not going to be aggressive because I'm not on the don't pass. I don't have a $50 don't pass. I'm just going to start with a $12 6. Here he has the 8. I'm gonna play some odds. Okay, so I'm gonna put $10 in odds behind, and I'm just gonna hope that he can hit the point or at least hit the 6 and 8 and do okay. So he's gonna grab the dice here again. Doesn't matter what's on the fronts or backs. All he cares about is the sides. He lines them up, taps, and off we go. 7 out. All right. Well, random Shake and Baker did better, but that's how it goes. Sometimes you point 7 out. And so this was a pretty low risk for me. I lost $20 here, another 32. So I lost another 12. So I lost $32 on that shooter. If he had actually rolled for a while, I might have hit the 6, might have hit the point, might have done all right. Now I am on to your third type, and your third type is the dice setter. So far, just to back things up, we've got the Shake and Baker, that random chucker who just grabs the dice and just gives them a shake and tosses them. We've got our tops and bottoms who only is concerned with what's on the top, and obviously by default what's on the bottom. They never pay attention to which is in the front and back. They just set the tops, and that's all they care about. And then you've got your third type, which is the dice setter, the one who's actually setting the dice a specific way every single time. And I have a way that I do that. And when I'm the shooter, this is what I do. So let me just grab another fresh set of dice, and I'm going to go with the reds this time. And I will play the all tall small because I like to play the all tall small when I'm shooting, and I'm going to get some change. $50 in change. And I'm going to play a $15 pass line. I'm going to put 10 on the all tall small, and I'm going to play a horn high ace deuce. And let's see how this goes. So this is me setting the dice now. And I, again, as the third type now, which is what we're talking about, I always set the same way. And I'm going to set the same way no matter what. I may change sets in the middle of my throws. Sometimes I do that, but I am generally setting the dice the exact same way. At this point, I'm setting with a 2-1-1-2, and I prefer to throw a horn number right now. I'd like to throw a yo, but it may not happen, and oftentimes doesn't, but I prefer to throw a horn. We'll see what happens. All right, so 2-1-1-2. I am the third type now. This is dice setting. I've been trying this across the table toss too. That's a 3-1-4, easy 4, and I'm going to mark the all tall small since I'm the shooter now, and I'm playing the all tall small. That's a 3-1. All right, now what I'm going to do, 50, 60, 65, and 61. I'm tossing out 61, and I'm going to tell the dealer, give me 66. Sorry, give me 66 inside action. They're going to give me 3 units on the 5, 6, 8, and 9. And I'm not going to put any odds on the point at this point. My main focus is on the inside. And now I'm going to switch to 3-2, 3-6, and try for those inside numbers. And again, this is as opposed to the second type, who's just the tops and bottoms concern. I am concerned with the tops and the sides. I want a 3, 2, 3, 6. That's my set. I'm going to use this set over and over at this point, trying to throw an all tall small, trying to hit some inside numbers. All right, here we go. 3, craps 3. That's an AC doozy, a 2 and a 1. That didn't help me at this point, except on the all tall small. And that's kind of funny that I shot a 3 when I went with the other set now. So 3, 2, 3, 6. Back, setting the dice the exact same way every time, unless I change sets again. I did change sets on my come out versus the regular toss. But okay, here we go. 5, fever. 3, 2. All right. Oh, I forgot to take down the horn high ace deuce. All right, so that 5 has 3 units on it. That is going to win $21. And I'm just going to rack the 21 and come back again. 3, 2, 3, 6. Third type of shooter sets the dice the same way every time, consistently over and over again. 8, easy 8. Now, I am the shooter at this point. I'm playing as if I am the shooter. If you see a setter that's setting the dice this way, obviously you have to decide how you're going to bet when you're playing with a shooter. If you get a shooter who knows how to shoot and they're consistent and they're good, you don't want to bet against them. You don't want to be on the dark side when you got a hot shooter that just knows how to set the dice and actually can do an effective job. Again, that's not my claim today. I'm not here today to show you how hot shooting I am. I'm just pointing out the third type of shooter, okay? So, and because I do shoot this way, I am going to play as myself, which means I'm using the pass line. I'm doing it exactly like I would. My point is, when you're playing with a shooter that sets the dice consistently, if you see that they are good at hitting points, if you see that they're good at throwing inside numbers, you want to bet with them. Be careful betting against them, because sometimes these are the people, if you get the right player at the table who is a hot shooter and knows how to set the dice effectively, they can win you a lot of money. So bet accordingly. So that was the 6, and that was my second $21 win. Now, what I'm going to do, I've got $42 that I've collected. I do have the pass line. I'm not going to worry about that at this point. I like to regress back down after 2 hits and take $22 back off the table. Now, I do have my pass line. I've got I lost the horn high yo. I got my $10 all tall small, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to just regress back down, and now I'm going to build up from here if I'm able to. Again, the third type of shooter, the dice setter. Precision setting every time. There's a 5, 1, 6. 6 easy. Not precision in getting the results you want every time. Again, I don't want anybody thinking I'm here trying to claim I'm hot stuff or anything. I'm just telling you this type of shooter is the one you want to watch for, because they can make you a lot of money if they do it correctly. And you definitely want to be careful about being on the dark side when you encounter a shooter that's actually setting the dice a specific way every set, every throw. Sometimes those people are able to win you some money. Now, what I'm going to do, I won $14 on that 6. I'm going to press up the 6 and 8. I'm going to collect $2. And I'm just going to press the 6 and 8 to 18 each. Seven out. All right. I don't know if I rolled any longer than the random chucker, but that was not my point, really. I did make $42, and now I've got $44 inside plus the pass line. Obviously, I lost a little money on the all tall small as well, but by regressing a little bit, I ended up being a little better off. Now, where I ended up wasn't really important. That's not my point, but I'm down a little bit. But anyway, that's not my point. My point was to highlight the 3 kinds of shooters I keep seeing around the table every time I go. And it's interesting because I would say more often than not, my experience is that I tend to see the tops and bottoms player. I don't see that many people grabbing the dice and just randomly shaking them and tossing them. I see that occasionally. In fact, at the table, I was playing at a full table the other day, and I saw man, maybe one or two people playing that way, one or two. I saw the tops and bottoms guy. I saw a few people setting the same way every time. Surprising number of people that actually set the dice the same way every time. Now they're usually often they do this and they just grab them and throw them. They're definitely not consistent, and probably a lot like a lot of us, where they at least kind of have the idea that you know what you're going to do, but then at the end of the day they just grab them and toss them. Sometimes people grab them and toss them and they throw them end over end, or just in line, I guess you'd say, instead of side by side. But anyway, let me know what you think about this. These are the three types I tend to find, and I think the way you bet them is going to determine your success. You want to bet with the winners, and you get those random people, and you want to be real careful. Sometimes random people go on a long run and make a lot of points. My wife hit an all tall small this last weekend, and she definitely is a shake and baker. She just grabs them and tosses them down the table. How they're pretty much just she takes them how they're given to her, grabs them, gives them a quick toss, and throws it. So anyway, anybody can do anything at any given time, but bet according to the type of shooter you have, and you give yourself a better chance to win. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit atypical or unconventional for me, but I think that's going to be it. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.